Time to make another video already? Well, let's do it.
Hello, my YouTube friends! I never thought it could possibly happen to me. Now, I really love what I do, but when it did hit, it was like a punch in the gut. I absolutely had to force myself to do anything at all. I really thought about quitting after 5 years of doing this. Burnout is real. Let's get to it. A few years ago, I would get this question all the time. Don't you get tired of making the same videos over and over? And while I don't actually make the same video over and over, I do have a cycle where I revisit a lot of topics yearly for update information. But the truth is, I never got tired of it. The process of making the videos and being creative was enough to make me happy. I mean, I just enjoy the process. And those yearly updates are only one part of the content that I produce. I spend a lot of time doing research and testing. I'm always looking for new effects to show and new products that might be able to help my audience put on their live streams easier and better. And this research part of my process has always been really fun for me. I love being the first to show you guys something really cool. But lately, those groundbreaking things have gotten really difficult to find. Live streaming as a whole is kind of in a rut, and not much new is really being done. And this rut has created a down cycle for viewership on the channel as well. And not just my channel, every creator doing live streaming content has noticed a decline. Honestly, if it was just my content, I may have actually thrown in the towel. It is hard to create what I think are better videos than what I was creating 2 years ago and have them fall flat just due to plain old lack of interest. But every YouTuber goes through this. YouTube has cycles, ups and downs, and you have to be able to weather both if you're gonna survive. But when nothing is really going on in the industry and the ideas become so hard to come by, that's really what triggered burnout for me. And for the first time in 5 years, I didn't want to make any videos at all. This never happened to me. I was forcing myself into the studio to create. And when you have to force it, nothing goes well. Researching and testing new products was like pulling teeth. It wasn't that the products weren't cool, but nothing was new, and I just really didn't want to do it. And when you have to force yourself to film, oh my God, nothing goes right. Things you used to be able to easily do on one take, now they take 20. You forget to turn on your mic and record for an hour. Your camera doesn't work the way it always works. You forget to hit record and talk to yourself for 20 minutes. When things get like this, every single step in the process seems like the hardest thing ever. And I can't even tell you how painful it was to edit these sessions. Editing is already my least favorite task in the creator process. I finally understood burnout. I experienced it for the first time, and it was horrible. And for a lot of YouTubers, when this happens, they just take a break. They take a month or more off to allow their love for content to return. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. But I don't really have the luxury of taking time off. I'm a one-man show here, so if I don't do it, it won't happen. And if it doesn't happen, then this YouTube thing becomes unviable, and I gotta go get a regular job. Incidentally, that kind of pressure is another thing that leads to burnout in content creators. Now, I can hear some of my viewers watching this saying, "Oh, boo, Michael," crying about having to make the videos. It could be a lot worse. And they're not wrong. It could be a lot worse. I don't really want people to think I'm just crying about how hard it is to do this. That's not my intention. But I have to share my experience, feelings, and emotions, and my hope is that it makes it easier for you when you experience it to actually recognize it. The truth is, I have the greatest job talking to the greatest audience on earth. And I always come back to that mentally when the darkest moments hit. So how did I break out of burnout and find the love for creating content again? Well, the first thing I did was schedule some easier content. Things that wouldn't be particularly complex or difficult. Just quick and easy videos. This minimized the chore aspects of the process and got me back to the basics. Now next, I cut my schedule in half. I was creating 2 videos a week, and I cut it to 1. This gave me time to get mentally involved in other things for just a little while. I actually played through some video games and spent a lot of time working in the garage on my car. And that combination of creating easy content I didn't have to think much about and diving my brain into other things for a brief week or 2 totally did the trick. I was back in and fully invigorated. Now, some other things that really helped me, I think, is the fact that my creation schedule is very regimented. I work it like a job on a schedule. Granted, that schedule runs 24/7 and not 8 hours a day, but I do specific things on specific days and I follow through a process. And I've even done this when I'm on vacation at different times over the last few years because I just couldn't step away. So when I cut that in half, that meant a lot of the schedule loosened up. It was like taking off that tie at the wedding reception and being able to breathe again. I really think having a regular schedule is an important part of the creation process. If you don't, you're gonna end up in one of 2 ends of the spectrum. You'll never stop working, or you'll never create anything. And if you don't follow one, I highly recommend that you set one up and stick to it for a few months. Let yourself get in the flow of it and then decide if it works for you. But you gotta actually stick to it for at least a reasonable period of time. Now, I'm not saying that I found the cure for burnout. I don't think there is a one-size-fits-all cure. This is just what worked for me, and I hope that it helps you find a way out of it when it happens to you. Now, have you experienced burnout? How did you overcome it? I would love to hear about it in the comments down below. And you never know, you might just help someone in the comments break out of their burnout by sharing your experience. Now, I quit editing with CapCut recently, and I talk about why and what I use now. You can check it out here. My name is Michael Feyrer Jr. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.